Alright guys, so it's my role to arm you guys with the biggest, baddest weapons out of the armory, okay? One of those things I use daily, I've used it in the military, I use it today in business, is a priority wheel. Alright, this thing will arm you with motivation. Essentially, it's gonna point out which direction to hit first, and then we'll dive into each little quadrant, okay? And we'll lay out the game plan. So like anything in life, if you have a strategic plan and you follow it to a T, you end up with success at the back end, okay? So what we're gonna start with this wheel, okay? You draw a full-on circle on a bit of paper. I actually want you guys to do this, okay? In the middle is gonna be 0, represents 0. On the out perimeter is a 10, okay? Draw your lines out towards a perimeter. You can have as many as you need, but every single one of these is gonna represent the things that influence your life the most, okay? If one of these things was taken away or changed in any way, you would feel the effects. Those things need to be around the wheel and represented in each little pizza shape. Okay, so we've got physical fitness would be in there, okay? Your fitness level, your nutrition plan, okay? Well, how well you eat. These things are gonna be scored out of 10, so be brutally honest. You're gonna have money, okay? How well you are financially, your job and job satisfaction, okay? Because later we're gonna see if there's room to move there. Okay, something else would be your relationship, whether you're in one, and if not, whether your mates and all that sort of stuff, because that has a big part to play, especially when we talk motivation and training. Okay, so as you can see, these things are going to be detailed around your circle, okay, but they're going to be represented by a triangle. From there, guys, like I said, 10 being on the outside, 0 in the middle, you're going to give it a score. So each one will have a small triangle as you bring up the bar. Okay, so your fitness level, wherever that's at, 5. Your nutrition plan, how well you eat, that might be a 5 as well. Your job satisfaction might be down at a 2. Your relationships up at an 8, and so on and so forth around the corner. Okay. As you can see, your wheel, if you were to draw those and connect those all, how circular is your life? How well does your life roll? How smooth is it? Okay, each one of these, as you bring the bars up and down, directly affect the next, and that's what people are unaware of. Alright, so what we need to dive into now is, once you have a look, what's sitting at its lowest and how does that affect you? Let's go through an example. Okay, guys come to me and say, my motivation's lacking to train. Alright, I don't have the motivation to train by the time I leave work or whatever. So let's dive into that. Alright, job satisfaction down at a 2. Okay, so your willpower is drained. By the end of the day, why would you have motivation to go into training? It doesn't mean anything. Okay, an example I went through the other day was there room to move? Can you progress in this job? Okay, is it where you want to go? Is it doing what you want to do? And if not, change it. All right, so as we're going out, he wanted to do the military. He said, I've always wanted to do the military. Without leaving his job, we planned a military career. Hasn't even happened yet. Did you know what his motivation did in the gym the next day? It went from 5 up to 9, all right, all the way. He couldn't wait to get into that gym. Alright, and that's what it does. So a simple wheel, even if you do it with your imagination, okay, it's better on a bit of paper. Draw on these and it influences everything else. How well does your food and the way you look, if you're overweight, if you're ripped, how well does that influence your relationship? Yep, and your gym. Alright, if you're physically fit, does that influence your job role? And I'm sure it does. So when you get these wheels out there, have a look at what you need to prioritize first. Usually it's the lowest one. As you bring up that bar, watch all the other bars take effect, okay? Use this motivation wheel anytime you want. Like I said, I use it in my job, I use it for my fitness, I use it for my family stuff. Anything I need to when I'm overwhelmed, when the stress levels are high, I simply jot that down. I'm using it with you guys now, okay? So now you're armed with one of my favorite exercises that isn't a physical training exercise. Hopefully you can use it. Challenge accepted.